Hi there, this is Kelly. It's another information video for your other closet, and we are going to talk about the 3-piece drop-off. So at the shop, there are 4 ways you can consign. Actually, I bet you there's 5. You can do the case by case, which is for high-end pieces, furniture, strange stuff, things that just are amazing and someone just has one of them and they're just wandering in. You could do a home visit, which is for estates and for people who are moving. That's a whole nother ball game. You can do the special collections, which we do boots and sandals and coats and Christmas. So those are special times when we take just those items, and that's without an appointment. Then we have appointments, which every consignor can have one every quarter, which is every 3 months, and that's done by a lottery system. And then there's our 3-piece drop-off. 3-piece drop-off is meant for current consignors who just have the one random weird thing a month that they want to drop off. They can bring in up to 3 on a Tuesday of their choice, once a month. Just once a month. Not every Tuesday, just once a month. And this can be a little confusing because they like to game the system just a little bit, but it's a 3-piece drop-off, and it's really also the only opportunity for us to try and get new consignors in before they have to try and make an appointment, because we want them to see if they like the system, and if they don't like the system, they don't invest too much time. That's how I explain it. I'm not sure how you explain it, but that's how I explain it. So, on Tuesday mornings, why do we say Tuesday mornings? It's the first day of our week. We work Tuesday through Saturday. Tuesday's the first day of the week. We allow 12 people, technically, to bring in up to 3 pieces. And because everybody has figured this out, they all show up at 10 o'clock on Tuesday, waiting outside. We have had lines. We have days with none, but we have had lines mostly. And I have created this monster. We do sometimes take in a few more, and that's just because they all storm the gates, technically. Anyway, 3-piece drop-off has 2 pieces of paper that we use so we can keep track of everything. The reason we do this is because in the initial stages of this, we would just write a hand note on it, stick it on one of the hangers, and hope for the best. Yeah, that doesn't work. We have to track this stuff. And the reason is we want to be good servants, and we want to be able to say that we know where everything is. So there are 2 pieces of paper that are important, and I ask that if I make a form, that we use the form and that we fill in everything, and everything's asked for a reason. So I'm going to email out the how-to. So this is the receipt that we put onto the hangers. Okay, this is how we explain what goes on the receipt. This is what's going to be sent out in an email, and we'll have a copy at the front desk. So that's the how-to. The second piece of paper that we use for 3-piece drop-offs is the log sheet. Why do we duplicate this? Because if we don't, something falls through the cracks every time. So the log sheet lists who has dropped off for the day, and that's should really much mirror what's on here. And then there is a how to fill out the log sheet. Okay, there are a handful of the staff that always do Tuesdays. Always are here. We brace ourselves. We open the door at 10 o'clock, and it is craziness for at least 30 minutes. And these are even on slow days. So the few that do this all the time kind of get used to this, but also, unfortunately, when you get used to something, you start to slack off. So I want to make sure that everybody is trying to fill in the forms. The forms are really simple, but it's a conversation with you and the consignor. It's not you winging it later on when they leave. And so it's the date, it's the consignor's name. The consignor's name is not Michelle. No, it is Michelle Smith. It is not just Michelle. And it's not, let me wing it later on. Because if you put Michelle and you're not there and someone has to process this, they don't know which Michelle it is. And we have a lot, okay? 2 questions to ask the consignor. It's if we decide not to consign it, something goes wrong, zipper doesn't work, we find a stain, there's some stretch marks, something. If we don't consign it, do they want us to donate it or return it? And if we return it, please let them know. They have 2 weeks to pick it up, okay? They cross one of these and they initial this. It is not just one little initial at the bottom and hope for the best, because you'll forget what they said. The other one is if they time out. So if you know that the time frame is about 4 months for close, then in 4 months, if a piece did not sell and we're pulling it off the rack, do they want to donate it or do they want to pick it up? If they want to pick it up and it costs less than 30 bucks, they got to call us or they have to email us the week before. They don't do it now, but this is telling them, hey, if you want it back, you're going to initial here, we'll make a note, but you have to contact us. And the email that I send them reminds them of that. So you are going to want to make sure they do that. The bottom's left for notes, 2 shirts, 1 pair of shoes, 3 purses, a necklace in blue turquoise that the consignor wants to earn at least $75. Those are the kind of notes we want to see, okay? This explains it. I will send it to you. Okay, then the log sheet. You walk over there. We have an entire rack of 3 pieces all wrapped together with this little note on it, kind of cool, but there's a log sheet. We keep this log sheet because later on, somebody else has to process this a few days later into the week, and then I have to get this so I can email people and tell them we're done. So, person's name. Are they current or new? If they're new, please get them to sign a contract. Number of items. They only brought 1. They brought 3. Okay. Then the process by and the number not consigned. That is going to be done by whoever is processing that later in the week. Okay. ROD is going to be that person who's processing it knows that they're supposed to return it or donate it. So they write that. And the date I email it. So there's going to be about 4 people working on this form. Notes are going to be hopefully consistent with what's on the piece of paper. And that's going to be 2 shirts, 1 pair of shoes, 3 purses, a necklace, a bowl, and a candle. Something like that, okay? The yellow ones kind of warn you, hey, you've gone too far, but we've been going way too far lately. So we're just going to keep track of this. But when we hit to the bottom, that's when we start saying in a very sweet and nice tone, so sorry, we are over our limit. And that usually is in half an hour. But sometimes it takes a day or 2. But we try to tell people, hey, don't wait till Thursday, because you'll have to wait till the week after. Okay, so I'm going to mail these out. The only bit of other information that you might have is always just kind of get a feel for it, because it's not always black and white. There is something that's going to happen that we're going to have to just either decide that we're going to make an exception or we're not, because we're going to say, nope, everybody's done, or it's a really super busy week, so we'd stick to 12, not 21, and we're just nice to the people so that way they don't feel like they are being turned away without any other options, okay? So that's the 3-piece drop-off. We have other forms. There will be other videos, but please read your email, and if you do not get the email or you're not sure about what's going on in your emails at home, we will have a copy up at the front desk. Thanks, guys. Bye.